Hello, lovely people, and welcome to this fine Tuesday when we are discussing, of course, one of my favorite things to talk about ever in the history of the universe, which, of course, is the Microsoft Surface Laptop 5. AP, what a magical day it is, right, my friend?
It is a very, very magical day. I really can't believe how we just keep improving these things, right? From the day dot. It's been such a great thing. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. So, you guys all know we've done a few streams following the massive Microsoft event from a couple of weeks ago where the Surface Pro 9 and, of course, the Surface Laptop 5 were announced. The glory, the goodness, the greatness was shared with us, and we are super excited to see the Surface Laptop 5 landing with us in store today. So, AP, I have a question for you, and this is a question I
Ooh,
asked Lisa when
love a
we first
question.
talked about this product. What is a feature in the Surface Laptop 5 that you're really happy to see still in it from previous generations of Surface Laptop?
Touchscreen.
Yeah, okay,
Touchscreen.
nice.
Yeah, and do you want me to explain why? Of
Of course, my friend. I knew you were going,
course.
well, I was hoping you were going to
Well,
not
that's
say
that's
that and be
okay.
like, that's a little go.
Yeah, it's just a touchscreen. You know what? When you and I were both there when we kind of like it was, I don't know if it was announced or we were getting trained on it, and I
Mm,
think probably everyone in the room is like, "What are we doing? Like, we're
yeah.
creating another laptop that's been around for 20 years. How is this gonna? What is this gonna do?" And aside from all the
Mhm.
other amazing things, I think the addition of the touchscreen was cool, and also that like here we are 5 generations later, still with the touchscreen and people loving it. I overheard someone say the other day, if it didn't have a touchscreen, I probably would have chosen a different device, right? Because I use it all of the time. And instinctively, I don't because I'm old, right? And it's not because it's no good, but people are just used to doing touchscreen stuff today. So it is a modern device, and we've brought it a whole long. So I'm kind of glad that we've stuck to our guns with that, because traditionally, a touchscreen hasn't been on some other popular devices around, but this kind of just sets it true that it's an important feature, and that's why people keep coming back.
100%. I love that, AP, because that is not at all what I was expecting you to say.
What were you
And that is
expecting me
always
to
good.
say?
All these years of working together, AP, and you can still surprise me. Magnificent.
It's
And
all
I
right.
think that's so important, right? When you do get used to that touch experience, it's hard to get out of. Like, I find myself going in and
Totally.
like trying to like touch my TV or something like that, right? If you
Yep.
are someone who's, fully embraced that experience and it's become how you like to interact with your device, is so, so important.
Exactly. Super cool.
And I
What
think,
about
AP, if we reflect on the first time we ever saw the Surface Laptop, which was 5 years ago now, absolutely crazy. In 2017, the first ever Surface Laptop was released. And I think, like you're saying, AP, like, why are we making another laptop? There's so many different laptops out there.
mm,
But I remember from when I very first started in store in 2013, which makes me feel very old saying that, so many people really liked the idea of a Surface Pro device that was a two-in-one, that detachable style, but they kind of didn't see the fit for them, right? They're kind of just like, I
yeah,
like the idea of it, but I don't see it working for me. I prefer a traditional clamshell
totally.
laptop style. When are
Exactly.
Microsoft going to make one of those? So really glad to see, of course, this device come to the family and stay in the family now for 5 generations, which is just amazing. And before we roll the clip, AP, because I can't not play the sizzle video,
You love a
but what is
sizzle
your
video.
favorite addition to the Surface Laptop 5 from previous generations? Your favorite change to this device?
I'm gonna sound like Lisa. I think the colors, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really do. Look. This serious. No, seriously, I do think the
Yeah.
colors, because two things. Back in 2013, when we were kind of like, we've just done two-in-one, why are we making a laptop? Here's the
Hmm.
things that we've learned. People still like the laptop form factor. That's totally fine, right?
Yep.
Some people like two-in-one. And it's interesting through COVID seeing the change of going to not being so portable and a bit of a
Mm.
resurgence of that form factor. But also, when we launched it, it wasn't just another Surface laptop, right? It was
Yeah.
completely different. It was a kind of like a beautiful device, and to have some like burgundy, I'm still hoping that that'll make a comeback. But like additional colors, it's a fashion accessory. It's a premium device. You want it to
Hmm.
look good, and now we've
Yeah.
got some beautiful colors that are available. Plus, I think just the inclusion of Thunderbolt and having the Evo certification with
Hmm.
that, I I think that's something that people have been asking for a long time, and it's kind of good that we've sort of listened to the audience and made a decision at the right time to include it in, to have all of those benefits that Thunderbolt bring back to the device. So I know you asked for one, but I gave you two. But I'm pretty sure
But you gave
you didn't
me
expect
the
anything
whole
else.
lot. I absolutely love that AP. Like I said, I have to play the sizzle video. I'm sorry. I'm sure that everyone else has already seen it, just like I have, maybe more times than I care to admit. But let's roll that beautiful introducing Surface Laptop 5 sizzle video to see all of the new things that we should love about this device.
Three, two, one.
Magical. So
Ta-da!
So magical. Ta-da! It's like I thought about this here. It's something I prepared earlier. Of course, we managed to get our hands on one for today, AP. Thank you so much to the Surface team for getting one in my hot little hands for launch day. Very, very excited to have one here to show you guys. So, of course, I do have the Sage Green. And AP, I'm so happy you see colors. Not only am I proud of you, but Lisa Jones will be absolutely over the moon that you've said that. So here it is out of the box. I'm sorry we don't have that out of it unboxing experience together. But look at it. Look at it in all of the different lights, all of the different ways that it moves, the keys. Oh my goodness. Beautiful,
Yeah.
amazing. And I think that, AP, you're saying bring back burgundy. I feel you, I understand. But I like that as we've grown and developed and fashion's grown and developed and all of those things, that the colors have stayed like really up to date with what's hip, with what's cool, right?
That's really important.
Yeah. Love the addition of Sage Green. Of course, this did come out with the Surface Laptop Go 2 a little while ago, and I was just crossing my fingers, really crossing my fingers to see that come to this generation of Surface laptops. So I'm really happy to see this and to get my hands on one on day one as well.
Very jello.
Great question from Dale there that you've popped up, AP. Straight into the questions here. Dale, I love it. We would expect nothing less from you, my friend. So no, to be totally honest with you. We're really just trying to highlight the amazing typing experience that you do get on every Surface device, on a Surface laptop, on a Pro Surface Pro 9 signature keyboard. So the typing on this is honestly amazing. I'm used to using a device at my desk. I have an external keyboard, a Bluetooth one that I use day in, day out. And then I take my device somewhere and I type on it and I go, why don't I do this all the time? They have such a beautiful typing experience. They've got great key travel. They're nice and quiet. So you will get that feeling across all of our Surface devices, Dale, which I think is super awesome.
Absolutely. Can I share a fact?
Of
if
course.
you're ever in doubt of how good the typing experience is, try this for a bit. I've got my Testy desktop, it might not show here, desktop keyboard.
There we go.
From,
there we go.
Been using that for a while. Then I was doing some Windows demos and needed my demo device and went, oh, wow, I've forgotten how good the typing experience is on a Surface laptop, right? Completely different. And that's, it's a testament. There's put a lot of effort into that kind of stuff. for those devices and what you should expect. Just before we go on to something else, got just another question in the chat that I'll pop up. I'm not sure where Jake is from, but 15-inch demos. I'm not sure what the story is there. Is there anything we can share on that, Hannah, or is that more?
I would just recommend reaching out to your retail head office to ask the question, to shout that one out. Because, Jake, that is a great point, something that's super useful to mention. As you guys will have seen in the video, of course, we do have the 13.5-inch model and the 15-inch as well, which I think is great. AP, as you were saying before at the beginning, how people use their device is really, really important. If you're going to be using it in and around, out and about all the time, having that preference to what you like is really, really important. So yeah, having the 13.5 and the 15 is just a great choice for anyone who might want to get their hands on one.
Absolutely. So Jake's just come through. He's from Harvey Norman. So Jake, probably the best way to escalate it is just get your prop to ask internally, and they'll be able to give you a reason or an action about why it's not coming in stock, and put an ask up to head office.
100%, because it is always good to be able to have one on display. So whether you're working in a store or you're going in to see what this looks like in person, being able to have that comparison, right, of what the smaller one looks like and what the bigger one looks like, so you can choose the best one for you. Dale, I love that. We tried the typing comparison and the team was divided, but everyone enjoyed the experience. And I think, once again, Dale, like, it is a personal preference thing, right? And I think trying it, and for you guys who work in a store, knowing how to navigate people to try the things that they're going to be using each and every day, like something I have weirdly started talking about more than I ever thought that I would, is actually cameras on devices. A good old-fashioned webcam. 5 years ago, it's more than that now, almost 10 years ago, when I started working in electronics retail, I don't think I would have ever bought up a webcam. They're useful. We all need them. But now in 2022, heading into 2023, which is crazy, heading into this kind of hybrid lifestyle, right? It's something that we're all getting more and more used to, and we're using more and more every day. Encouraging a customer to say, hey, why don't you open up the webcam? Why don't you see what you look like? The awesome HD camera on the front of this device does have a sensor that will automatically adjust based on your room's lighting, which I think is really, really cool. I'm obviously someone who moves around a lot. I talk with my hands, and if I am like in a well-lit area, or if I'm sitting in front of natural light, the more I move, sometimes my device, on a previous device, it struggled to keep up with me, and it will kind of like plunge me into darkness and then be like overexposed and look crazy, and just really intense. But it automatically adjusts to go alongside you now, which I think is an awesome improvement. Once again, just focusing on how we're using our devices now in 2022.
Fun fact, Hannah, not only does it do a better exposure in lighting conditions, it actually has a face detector built into the hardware. So it will centralize your face moving around. So that's nothing new. It's been in webcams for a little while, but not only is it moving you around the room, but it's making sure that it can expose correctly. For instance, if you've got clouds passing by, that kind of stuff as well too. So there you go. What more could you possibly want?
What more could you possibly want? I love it. So in talking about what more could you possibly want, AP, we have a couple of slides, because it wouldn't be us without talking to a little bit of PowerPoint. But a really big focus, of course, for a device like this is its speed. Of course, it's style. We've touched on that. We've got the platinum, we've got the sage green, we've got the sandstone, we've got that beautiful matte black. But in talking about the speed, AP, this device bears that beautiful Intel Evo badge. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really love the Intel Evo platform, especially from the customer's point of view. We all probably know, we're getting a great experience on a PC across all of our great OEMs and, of course, ourselves. Is having some minimum kind of requirements. So, to get a great experience on a Windows device, you should have, a certain amount of battery power. You need to have the latest Wi-Fi protocol so you can get the bandwidth you need. Also, things like having Thunderbolt, right? So you can plug all your peripherals in and make sure that you can do your best work. And also, having up-to-date processors, just to make sure that the experience is really key for people. And something that some people might not have thought of, it's like, or Thunderbolt 4, that's great. I know our customers have been asking for it, but I've just got a USB-C dock. So where it differs is things like the webcam I'm using at the moment only works on 30 frames a second if I don't have a Thunderbolt port, right? So I need to have that ability in the device to be able to run things at full, at full specification or full performance, including all of the other things that you plug in as well too. So it's kind of a tick box for everyone to have an amazing experience on their device, and it's so great that Surface Laptop 5, Hannah, has come to the Intel Evo party.
100%. And that's something that I struggle to get my head around, to be totally honest. I know we've been talking about USB-C for ages, and why wasn't USB-C on Surface sooner? Why, all of these things. And of course, USB-C was in the previous generation of Surface Laptop, with the Surface Laptop 4, but now having that Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port, right? I feel like USB-C is way more standardized now than it ever has been before. And I think that kind of same but different between USB-C and Thunderbolt 4 is starting to make a lot more sense, starting to become more standardized, and people are understanding the benefits of that, right?
Yep, absolutely. They know they need it, and they know that it's built into the devices, and so it should be.
Yeah, 100%. And AP, you're kind of saying, it's a really great guide for whatever you need, in terms of having that little Intel Evo, so you fully understand all of the different kind of aspects and things like that. So who would you recommend this device to?
Wow. I think it's kind of for everyone. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's for everyone. I think when it comes to getting a device these days, every device is quite expensive in due course. So you need to get the right one, but also you need to get the right one to make sure that you can do the things that you need. So if you like a clamshell or a laptop form factor, that's great. I think probably for people who love the form factor, B, probably need excellent portability. And when portability is not just thin and light, it also comes portability, I would sort of encapsulates great battery life and performance, right? Because I don't want to have great performance when I'm plugged in at home and then not when I'm somewhere else. And also for people who maybe want a bit bigger screen size, because we've got a wide range of different devices in our range at the moment. And if you like a bit bigger screen, and you're prepared to sort of sacrifice the ultimate portability of a Pro 9 2-in-1 for a 15-inch, then great. There's an option for you there as well.
For sure. I love it. And Fletch, even though you're not on the stream, you're of course here in the chat. Jonesy, we'd recommend this device to Jonesy.
Exactly.
She is someone who loves the Surface Laptop range. And we do have different types of laptops now in our range. I think that's a really exciting thing as Surface continues to grow and evolve. But it may also kind of add a little bit of confusion as to what's right for you. So, AP, you're talking about portability and power and all of those kinds of things. Something I always like to ask or make myself consider is, do I want to use a pen?
Yes, of course.
Because I've been on the Surface train for such a long time. Digital inking is such a please.
Not sure if it's me or you, Hannah. It's a bit lagging. Can we get you sort of half and half? If anyone in the chat can just let us know, just to see if the audio is lagging for them, or it might be just a me problem. Just while it's not you, it's Hannah. Yeah, all right. So Hannah, we might just give you a couple of seconds to see if you've got all your settings right. But I totally agree.
I do think it is. I do think it is a me problem.
Turned into a robot. That's Hannah's having a few issues. That's all right. I can chat to this. So I think what Hannah was saying before is that a great way to start is, are you looking to do some inking on your laptop device? Now, obviously, Surface Laptop has a touchscreen, and you can use a pen on it. but it's not really set up if that's a day-to-day for you. So considering something like a Surface Studio, where you can put it into the creative mode and be able to ink on the screen, is something, a consideration that someone might want. Also, at the same time, if you just want a touchscreen and you want a bit more portable device, there's also the Surface Laptop Go option as well too. So it really comes down to selection and choice, and it's really great that we've got such a broad selection of devices to choose from, and touch all of those kind of points where people will have differing needs, I guess, for their device. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit too much choice. Well, not too much choice, but just the right choice. It's just me on the screen. That's pretty scary for everyone. Sorry about that. And yeah, so just check that out. It'd be interesting to know what your thoughts are on the new Surface Laptop 5 and some of your favorite features. Because something I liked as well too, that we've kept the Omnisonic sound, also with the touch experience. And I think that oftentimes gets overlooked as well too, because the ability or the ability for the device to have Dolby Atmos included is quite a strong one, and that's going to double down not only in just a gaming space but also for movies. So there are a lot of movies that have Dolby Atmos included, even on streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. There's a lot to say about that, and it kind of embeds that premium experience. So no matter where you are or what situation that you're using it in, that you're getting the best experience, and that flows across the entire Surface range. Now, talking about good experiences is a perfect segue to welcome Hannah back to the stream. So we've all prayed to the internet gods and she's back. How you doing? Cool. Yeah, that's it's ironic that the video froze and there was no audio.
So.
And
hope
closely,
that
it's coming.
Can stay here, but thank you, AP. I came in at Omnisonic speakers, and I'm so glad that you mentioned them.
Well, I think the internet gods are not playing well today, Hannah. I'm sorry. But we do have another special guest. He's sitting on the sidelines. Just going to add him in now. Yeah, you would believe it. Thanks, Ty. I do have the ability to bring it home. But what's the better way to bring it home? To bring it home with one of your friends.
That's right, AP. I'm here.
Bro. You're here, man. That is
I was just jealous.
Good.
Full of FOMO. Talking about the Surface Top 5, you know?
Yeah, it's all good. So we were just chatting about the form factors, Fletch, talking about, just having the ability for laptop is kind of expanded. It's not just a laptop, which is, now thinking about that, kind of pretty cool, because, when we reinvented the wheel or reinvented the laptop, it's like, cool, we've done that, but now we've managed to spread that out into sort of some different areas. Now, I know that you're probably on the list to want to grab a laptop studio. So
you wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Is there one on offer, AP? Is that what you're getting to? You're going to give me a laptop studio?
We're just shouting it out into the interverse and the interwebs for someone who might be talking about it. But that's specifically for, well, not specifically for creators, but as creators in mind. But that doesn't mean that you can't be creative on the Surface Laptop 5, because like you were mentioning, there's some really cool tools that are built into Windows 11 now, like Clipchamp, for instance.
Yes.
People can have some stuff on there. Yeah, did you like what I did there? Yeah.
I like it a lot, AP.
Did you want to share with some people about what Clipchamp is and how you could best use that on a Surface Laptop 5 device, even using hands or even using a digital inking device?
Yeah, heck yeah. I think the Surface Laptop 5 is actually a great device for Clipchamp, because Clipchamp is our new video editing software, which is going to be built into Windows 11, but of course better with Microsoft 365. Not only will you have a device that is more than powerful enough to run Clipchamp because it doesn't actually need that much intense performance? It is going to be fantastic at with the typing experience in the keyboard, the large and like premium trackpad, at editing films, choosing the templates you want to use, adding in stock images. But I absolutely will use touch every now and then. And I can say this because I do it already on some of my devices, to just drag footage that I've chucked into the media tray. So footage I've taken from my files, from my OneDrive, and you can just hold it over the footage that you want to replace in a template, and it'll do that. And for some reason, for me, that's a great touch experience and something I gravitate towards too. But I also like having that precision of the real premium mouse and trackpad, and even the keyboard when it comes to using some of the text effects to get more out of it. And AP, I don't want to say it because you are the audio guy, but just Omnisonic speakers.
Yes, we were talking about Omnisonic speakers before. It's such a great addition. They keep getting better and better. And another thing I wanted to call out with the touchscreen the other day is, we're talking about this portability and the form factor. It's oftentimes, and I've kind of seen it with people working out and about, we're still multitasking. We don't all have a lovely headset. People are on the phone and they're trying to talk about stuff. So it's a much easier gesture than having to use it on the screen or to zoom in. Or even for people taking notes, right? Taking notes, they're writing in the book and they're just, yep, cool, I want to navigate back and forth. I just think it's just such a great addition to the device. Plus, it looks good too, right? Such good high res.
I don't think I'm like you're totally right, but you just saying that zooming thing as well, that's actually underrated, right? You can hold down like Shift, or you can use your trackpad to pinch zoom, but it's just not as good as doing it on the screen. It's just not. It's just so much easier. Even in Teams, like when we're on a Teams call and we're each other sharing screens, I don't know if you realize this, but quite often I'm pinch zooming into exactly what you guys are talking about. And I've got even more control because I can, do it exactly to the point where I want it on the screen rather than just pinch zooming into the center. So
yeah, absolutely. It's just and it's as quick as it should be too, right? Film, zoom, and then you can't under zoom it, like you can't squeeze too much and then be messing around with the zooming all of the time as well. Yeah. So I think that's really important. But what were some other call outs that kind of that struck you when you saw the video? Because I know the form factor is similar as we've gone to this new generation, but are there any other call outs that you just sort of went, wow, that's really cool, I'm glad we've kept that, or I'm glad that we've improved by adding that in?
Oh man, that's really, it's a hard ask because I'm trying to filter through them all. But I really liked your examples from earlier. Obviously, I'm going to say Omnisonic speakers. Touchscreen you kind of stole one of my favorite jams there, so you've really thrown me for a loop.
Not sorry,
but. No, one thing that wasn't necessarily shouted out on the video though, but it is in the background. Can I cheat like that, AP? Fast charge, right? Just being able to charge that PC fast. I could not live without that now. And with the battery life that's already in the machine, combined with fast charge is just amazing. I took a Surface Laptop 3, not even a 4, not even a 5. Out to play some D&D with my friends yesterday because, I'm a nerd. That's what I like to do. And I didn't charge it overnight, so I had to put it on a quick charge in the morning. And then the battery life still lasted me the whole day. And I was there for about 8 or 9 hours. And that's not on a battery that's not as good as the Laptop 5.
Exactly.
That's older. It's a few years old now. And it was still going strong. So very keen and very happy to have that feature still there.
Absolutely. And Fletch, I hope you agree with me. So it should, right? So it should have that battery life, and you should be able to. Because I can tell you that I wouldn't survive and my adulting wouldn't be as strong if this guy didn't fast charge, right? Honestly, so why can this fast charge and not my PC or my daily driver a productivity device? Well, yes, now it can, and it can get, I think it's 50% charge in 30 minutes, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, half and half. Yep. It makes it so easy, right? half charge in half an hour. Boom, boom, shake the room.
Exactly. Dave's got a question. Thanks, Dave, for popping up in the chat. Good to have you on board. Do you feel Microsoft are missing out by not having AMD processors? Fletch, my thoughts on that, I think, is that just it wasn't in the right cycle time. I think to have the latest, it wasn't going to be able to tick that premium box for us because they were mid-cycle. AMD has been a strong partner of ours for ages now, with I think Surface Laptop 3 and 4, and obviously Xbox as well too. So I don't know. We don't have a crystal ball, but looking into the future. But I know that partnership's quite strong. So looking forward to seeing some AMD stuff in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, and like I think adding to that, it's kind of a catch-22 situation, right? Because we could have had it in there, and we could have had people who do prefer AMD to go down that line. But what I would also say is it just gets so much more confusing. We've got free laptop form factors. We've talked about some great ways to narrow into what you want, but do you want that extra step of what's better, AMD or Intel? That's a whole nother conversation, and it adds confusion. And I think for a large amount of customers, it is a very similar experience because they're both so great.
That's exactly right.
But then we've variety is the counter argument there. So yeah,
exactly. It also is the spice of life, Fletch. And
that's
speaking
right.
about things that are spicy, this has been a great stream. We've covered heaps of things. I love the Laptop 5. I love the colors. I love the tech that's built into it.
AP, I'd be quite happy if you give me one of those instead of a Laptop Studio. Just saying.
Same here, mate. So for anyone from
as long as it's Green Gang, AP, Green Gang,
Green Gang. That's I feel like that's another side conversation. But it's been great having you on the stream. Thank you for helping me out, and obviously thank you for Hannah. In this kind of industry, that stuff happens all the time. That you get technical issues. It's just a thing. So hopefully we've carried it along nicely for people. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate people tuning in, and as always. For all your Microsoft learnings, keep it locked to Expert Zone and follow us on all of our socials, which I'll pop them up on the end card. And have a great day. Thank you again, Fletch. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.